Hey guys, welcome back. It feels like it's been forever since I've been here, and it probably has. So I found a box, all had Kato clay in it. It all had like canes that I made for absolutely no reason except just to make them, I guess. If I did have a project to use them for, I literally have forgotten them. So I'm thinking of making a leaf with this one. This one maybe in some blue. Might look good as a kaleidoscope cane, but I also had red, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow, red, red, white, yellow, white, and red, orange, and yellow. So I thought, you know what, I might as well get rid of this now. I love the color combo anyways. So basically this was just a square like this. And I took a glass rod that I had. Look at that. Look at that. It's like at least probably about 8 to 10 millimeter glass rod. And I was able to put that inside here and make this nice little crevice. And I have a log of black and white. And this, I just took a log of black and just rolled it to get it to go in there. And I made the white at the thickest setting on my machine to wrap it. You don't have to make it that thick. I did, though. And then what I wanted to do was basically close this up. And that's the reason I used the glass rod, was to get this as far in there as I could. So I'm a little bit creaky, if that helps. It feels like I haven't been in here in so long, and it's not like... I mean, it is like riding a bike. You don't forget what you're doing. But I just feel a little awkward today. So I feel like I don't know what I'm doing all over again. And I'm surprised how actually soft this Kato is being. It's been sitting here for a long time. And it seems to be okay. But see, I don't want to cover this completely, but I want to get it at least 3/4 of the way around the top. So I'm just going to have to keep, I don't know, pulling. Now you see the cutting. So now you see it kind of breaking away. So that's not good. Alrighty, so what has been new in my world? Well, let's see. Y'all know Makita passed away on the 19th of September. Here at home on her own. She was surrounded. I was with her all morning long. I saw all the breathing changes, and I don't know. I guess I wasn't expecting it to be that quick, but she went quick. But she did make it to her 14th birthday, made it to the beach and back. So for that, I'm grateful. It hasn't been as hard as it was when I lost Bandit. Probably because we've been kind of preparing for Makita going for a while. I mean, yes, it still hurts no matter how much you prepare. But she lived a really darn good life, you know. So I'm just very, very happy that we were able to have her for 14 years. Our other lab we lost at 12, and she had cancer. But Makita, she may have had cancer in the end. I don't know. They want to do x-rays on her liver in January of this year because her her liver enzymes were really high. But so was everything else. And it was like, it's not going to change anything. You know, we're not going to do surgery on her at almost 14 years old. She would make it through. And we're just going to love her with the time that we have left, right? So basically, that's what we did. Okay, so as you can see, I thought this clay was really soft, and it really was. But maybe not as soft as I thought. So 1, 2, 3, I don't know how small I want to make this, right? Because I don't know what I'm making. That's the biggest thing, is I never know what I'm making here. But anyways, again, a little awkward today in my speech and everything. It's just, today is just an off day. My husband went camping for 2 weeks. 5 days into it, he says he's coming home. So he may come home today. He may have changed his mind. But all that money that he put into the Jeep after selling the trailer and two trailers, 2 trucks, now he doesn't seem to be happy with what he's doing. So I don't know what comes next. So it's a little frustrating here. My brother is going to school. And so this week I've got some time, hopefully in the daytime, where I have nobody here. And I can start catching up on what I want to do. Okay, so you know me. I like to make mine at 1.5. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I can get it to close to 5, I'll make 3 of these. And then we'll figure out how we're going to put it together. Let's see. What else happened? So after Makita died that Sunday, I think it was that Sunday. It might have been a week later. I did something to my back. I have absolutely no idea what I did to it. I just know that I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, I couldn't lay down, and I definitely couldn't walk without, like, pain level, I don't know, 11. It just felt like every time I walked that my hip bone was on my femur bone, and there was just no cush. It was just pain on every step. So I had gone to the urgent care. X-rays didn't show anything. They gave me muscle relaxers, steroids, and anti-inflammatory drugs. Didn't do a darn thing. I went back 2 days later to see if there was something else they can give me, because I just couldn't do this. And I had a show in a week. And there really wasn't anything that they can do, basically. So, God, please tell me I'm doing this right. 3, 4.5. Yeah, so 1.5. It's hard to talk and work at the same time. So anyways, the doctor set me up with an MRI. This would actually be a nice flower, but I don't want red flower anymore. Which I got on Saturday. So now we're just waiting for the results. The good thing is I am able to walk. I'm able to sit, as you know, I'm sitting now. And I'm able to stand. The only problem that I have left is I can't feel the front of my leg from my knee to my ankle on the right side. So I'm not sure if I basically compressed a nerve. But I have feeling in my thigh. I have feeling in my hip. I have feeling in my feet. I just don't have feeling from the knee down. And it's only on the front of the legs. The sides I can feel. The back I can feel. I can't feel the front. So I know that with sciatica or whatever you want to call it, there are nerves that run. There's a main one that runs over the top and one in the back. So I have a feeling the one in the front is what went out. Whether that feeling comes back, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see what the MRI shows. And she said if we still don't have any definite answers, we'll have to send you to a neurologist. So it's like, okay, I guess old age has just hit, right? So we'll see how that turns out. All right, so we got these 3, right? And of course, this is going to be a really dark cane if we don't do something to separate it all. So I could either have white, which would brighten this up. I could use a little bit of black. That would give it some nice contrast with white. That would brighten it up. See, now this one is red, but obviously when you make a Skinner blend with red, you're going to get some pink in there. I'm not sure I like that with this. So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do with these, because I don't know what I want to do with these. So I've got 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go another 1/2 inch. We'll do 3 of these. I think I might wrap these with white and black. I've got a little bit of gold and white here. So that might be a nice little filler. Right. All right. So let's cut a little bit of this edge off. I've been sitting on these canes for so long. I almost forgot I had them. I'm going to be spending time going through a lot of my tools and stuff and getting rid of the stuff that I really don't use that just sits in a drawer. Oh, look at that. I got an air bubble in there. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully when it squishes down, it'll be better. Okay, so I'm going to use the white again. I just got to think a little bit. So if I kind of use something like this, right, it'll be white around it, not as thick. It's just white and black around these. I have some yellows here. Ah, look at that. I've got 4. And this is the same. It's got pink in it. So, what do you think? What would be the opposite of these that I could use? Obviously, the opposite of yellow is purple. The opposite of orange, I believe, is blue. Opposite is red and green. Do I just want to keep this Kaleidoscope cane 3 colors, basically with a couple bits of contrast in there? I can't imagine throwing that blue in there. Now, do I want to do something funky with this? And just cut slices? Okay, let me see if I can dig up something off of Google that would go with red, orange, and yellow. All of them. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of gold and white. I don't know why. I just think gold might work. And I'll be right back. Of course, a spam call. Medicare. I've been getting lots of phone calls on Medicare, and I'm not there yet. Just all spam recordings. I'm getting so tired of answering my phone half of the time. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Because they don't stop. Alright. So there we go. So now we got our first little thingamabob. And we're going to make a nice thick white log to go around this. I don't have a cold. I don't know what's going on, but everything's dying out here because winter's coming and it's getting cold at night, but yet I've got allergies. Go figure. So, is everybody getting ready for the holiday season? That's like next month. I cannot believe it's already next month. I have no idea what we're doing this year. I don't know if Christmas is going to be here, if we're going to go visit family in San Diego. I have no idea what's going on. We kind of go where everybody decides, but nobody's decided anything this year. That's how fast it went. But I haven't started on any shopping or any planning of any kind. So I hope I'm not the only one out there that feels the same. So I think I need to go to Tiny Pandora. And I need to buy her little round not round, but she's got stuff that helps make this indentation a little bit indentation. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak today. A little easier. I probably should do this. This is a glass rod that I have, and it works just as good, but I'm afraid that I'm going to press on it too hard, and it's just going to snap glass in half, and then I'll end up cutting myself. So, let me see if I have a thick, clear glass rod that I can use. Oh, look at this. All right. We have a thick glass rod. Don't think I can cut through this easy. But I want it to go deep, right? And then what we'll do is I want this to kind of close up around it. But again, I'm working with Kato today, so it's not as smushy as Primo. Maybe if I just press it straight down. There we go. Okay, that might work. All right, so we're going to cut off a little bit on the end here. And a little here on the end. Alrighty, so just as I thought, if I wanted to add any other colors in here, it would be their complementary colors, which would be purple, green, and blue. And I don't want that. I don't know why I don't want it. I just don't want, all those colors. But I know that I need some kind of contrast in here. Oh, guys, see, this is where I come into issues. It's just trying to figure out how to do some of this stuff. Look at this. So this is a cane that I made a while ago. It's pretty busy. But it's got blue, it's got orange, it's got purple, and it's got the red, orange, and yellow. So it's just sitting here, right? Now, unfortunately, I don't know what it's going to look like if it gets really small. I'm going to lose these designs. And this is 1, 2, 3. So this is where you got to decide. But I think if I just make it red, orange, yellow, black, and gold, it might just be too boring. So I'm going to go with the suggestion, and I'm just going to add color. What could go wrong, right? And it might actually turn out looking really good. I gotta learn to play more. Now I know this doesn't help in the tutorial sense of a cane, but until I get my feet wet, I'm hoping that just by making this, it will spark something within me, and I'll have some cool things coming up. So I've made glass beads for the past couple of nights. Alright, so we got 4.5. We are. Alright. And this is a horrible blade. I hope this is better. So 1.5, and we're at 3, right? And then 4.5. Okay. See, I mean, this this on its own would be pretty cool too. So I can still make this into a cane. So that's why I'm sitting here going, do I really want to use this? I mean, isn't that cute? And if I didn't, and I butt-ended it, yeah, nope, I've already committed. All right, so for now, we're just going to set these up, right? I don't know what we're doing with it yet. Nope, this needs to go on the outside. Ah. And obviously this has got to start coming in here. So if I take a gold, all right, so we're going to see, try and stretch this out to 1.5 inches. Yeah, I think this is going to work out. I have an idea now of what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this yet, but try and get some even strips here. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. I don't know why, but I'm kind of liking that. So I'm going to make this even, but I think I'm going to need more. All right, so I'm going to take this gold so it matches up and turn this around. So I'm trying to think, do I want this to go all the way across or just leave it right there? All right. If I were to put I need more blue there. I think this is going to end up being the top right there. So let me turn this around. That's going to be center. I don't want to put it that close, so I'm trying to think of putting it maybe down here. Right? Do I have some black and white here? I do. And it smells like Kato. That would be weird, right? Okay. So we're going to take some yellow and white here, and somehow I got too close to that gold that was on my counter here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking more of doing sculpture work. Have a little bit of cutters, but I need to add something to my cutters. I can't just cut and put them up there. You know, I'd love to do some painting on it, or even water transfers, or just little designs on them. I just want them unique. And I don't quite know how to do that. I get all these ideas in my head, but I can't seem to get them to fruition. See, I was thinking... So, that's where my headspace is I can picture a lot of stuff, but I haven't figured out how to execute it, so... I'm just gonna have to keep going, and again, hopefully the memory will spark, or an idea will hit my brain. Or we just start making earrings and jewelry with the canes that I already have, because I have so many. I'm just making a bunch of these, so go just a little smaller. Okay. This is kind of another story of, it doesn't matter what you use when you make your kaleidoscope. Sometimes when you don't have an idea, it always seems to work better than when you do. I don't know why that happens, but it just always does. So I'm not putting that much thought into this. So I'm just cutting it about right there here. Sticking that right on top. And this is at a 150 already. Maybe a little bigger. Okay. And again, I'm not really going too thick, but just something to separate. It'd be nicer if I had just a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just flatten this a little bit It gets this just a little more wide. And yes, I can cut off of both ends here. Just trying to go all the way to the end here. I didn't have that all the way there. So do I want to do that like that? Then it looks like it's just going to be a big circle. So if I do it back like this, all right, let me get this on here. I'm thinking way too ahead of what I'm doing. So is everybody getting ready for the cold to move in? It's been getting pretty cold out here. Our nights are now like in the 40s, so pretty soon they'll be getting into the 30s. I don't know how I set this up before, like this. Ah, I forgot how this one went. So if that one's in, I don't remember where I had this set up. Oh guys, I'm so sorry about that. I guess I can go look at the video. All right. Nope, I'm not going to look at the video. I'm just going to wing it. So I'm going to take some black clay that was on the thickest setting, and I'm going to bring it down to about a number 4. I don't want it thick, but I don't want it too thin either. I think a 5 might be a little too thin. So I don't know what I'm doing with these guys yet, but all I'm trying to do now is cover the gold. Okay, so I'm going to end it about right there. And I will make it pretty in a second. Okay. That's got to get pushed back a little bit more. As you can see, this is just a little smaller than it should be. And I am not going to pull this out because that's going to stick to it. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, so now let's go back to here. I think I might have to do this, or maybe this I just put on the wrong side, and that's where it's messing me up here. Okay. So the orange is sticking out, right? So it's like that. And I'm coming in a little bit because I think I'm going to roll this over those to try and get it into the triangle shape now. Okay. Oh, look at this. I have a blue and white. Okay. So I'm going to make this a little wider. Oh, this is hard. This is really hard. Let me try and get this conditioned a little better here. So this is just a plain old blue, so that can come in handy. And then we have that, which might be a little busy. So the only thing that's going to mess me up, I believe, are going to be these, because I think those are going to be shrunk down so small. I'm not sure what you'll see. But since I've already committed, I'm going to go for it. And we're going to see how it turns out regardless. If the cane looks horrible, then guess what? We can still use it for a base for something. So I'm not going to stress over it. I'm just trying to have fun and get back in the groove here, basically. All right, so so that might work, right? And then this way we can start curving inwards so that we can get our triangle. Which means we may need a couple things here on the end. There we go. And all of you are going, huh? There is always a method to my madness. Now, I could even use straight green because red and green will be a complementary color. All right. For somebody that didn't want to do all these different colors, guess who ended up doing them? Me. Okay. So this one, we're going to flatten too. Okay. And all I need are 2 of these. Okay. And yes, that's way too thick. It's way too thick, but I want to start thinning it this way instead of long way. Okay. I want to keep this within 3 inches. Okay, so this has got to kind of come down here, all right? And that's going to fill up that end. I don't want just straight yellow. I think I said I wanted to wrap this with white and black. So I have this set at a 4, right? I'm going to take this back through at a 3. Or you know what? Let's do a 2. Okay. And then I'm going to do a white and 2 as well. So I ran the black on one side of the machine. All this is just sticking. So I'm going to run the white on the other side, and hopefully they stay away from each other. It actually worked quite well. Well, so that's that. And I think I'm going to need more black. So again, we're running this at a number 2. Hoping this will be enough. Okay. So I'm curious, do any of you subscribe to Susan Bailey's turtle bead soup? I don't know which way it goes. To her channel. Does she have a channel still? And is she still making stuff? Because I know it's member only. So I'm curious if there's been any new videos lately, or if she's enjoying her time away from clay, which I can't see anybody like her not wanting to do this because she loves it so much. I have not seen anything from Teresa Salgado. I haven't seen anything from Turtle Soup Beads. The only one I see is Donna Cato now, who's consistently making videos. So I was wondering how everybody was in that sense. So if any of you know, throw it in the comment. And if any of you liked the video, as always, you don't have to share, just like it. Again, just got to get past this awkward stage. It's like I've never made a video before. It's like I'm just like awkward in what I'm saying, which is really silly, I know, but it's amazing. You don't do something for a while, and it hasn't really been that long. But it just feels like it's been so long. And I hate coming back without new content, like new techniques, but I don't know. I don't know how people can think of techniques half of the time. I'd like to use more foil. Like, I bought a whole box of colored foil. We're talking blue, purple. So, see, I got a little hole in there. So it would be kind of nice to start experimenting a little more. I think I just have extra, right? And I got these big old holes right in the middle. At least with the Kaleidoscope cane, you know, you're going to do all kinds of squishing and stuff like that. That hole should be gone. So I don't want that all the way up, right? So I may take this green and bring it a little farther down. Like that. And I could take this no. I don't know. I put something on the sides right here. Squish it into it. See, I don't want that sticking out though on its own. Well, I do, but I don't. Okay, so I think that's our cane. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to like push it into shape. Like that. And then all that's going to meld into each other by the time I'm done. Now these, yeah, it's going to be okay. So anyways, that is our shape. We'll see how it all turns out, right? I know it looks like nothing right now, but this is where the fun part starts, right? So what we'll do with these in our next video, just to get rid of this stuff, is we'll do a leaf. And I don't know, we can do a Susan Bailey fantasy leaf on this one. Basically, I would just wrap it in gold leaf, add a bunch of this to the side, and ta-da, we have a leaf. So I don't know, we'll figure that out. So I'm going to go off camera now. I'm going to at least reduce this. I'm trying to think, you know, I really would like your advice on, hey, do you guys use square or do you use a kaleidoscope with the 6 sides? I mean, this would make it easy if you're covering something like a box or whatever. I mean, you've got that perfect size. Not so much with the round, right? But what would you use the round for except for cutting out a circle and basically making that into earrings and stuff? So let me know in the comments what you prefer, the square or a kaleidoscope, because I don't know anymore. I don't know what to use, and I don't even know what I'm using for. But if I make a veneer, you know, and cut out a bunch of earrings with this, or it gets to the point where I'm just ready to just make cane and just sell the canes, because it takes so much out of me to figure out how to use them, because I'm not that good on that. So I might just make canes and start throwing everything that I make up online. And, you know, we're still saving up for our teeth, right? So I've got to bring it in somehow. So that would probably work better than my jewelry. So, alright guys, we're going to go reduce this. I will come back in a few, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Alrighty guys, so we are back. We have it all reduced to 9 inches. Yes, I'm making a kaleidoscope. I actually asked AI or Google what was more popular, and it came back with kaleidoscope size. So I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. But now, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, I've got this at a 9 inches, but now I'm wondering if I should go to 12. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Just because it's so much easier reducing it when it's bigger. And as you can see, that's the wasted cane I got. It's not too bad, which I really like using Kato, because it doesn't seem to be as much waste just because it's so much stiffer. But I still think that maybe 12 inches will be a little bit better to work. So I might hit pause one more time in order to get it to 12 inches. But it might just take me a minute, so we'll see what happens. If it looks like it's going to take me a while. Alright, I'm already at 11, so we'll just keep going. My grandkids just called me. I guess their show's about to start in a half hour, and all my earrings are on my little hangers that I make. I've got those 3D printed hangers so that the earrings can face forward, because I know a lot of people, they sell hangers, you know, Temu and stuff like that, but the earring stands, you know, obviously you got to have a stand, and then the little thing is in the center, the little rod that you would hang it on. And so if you hang it on that rod, they're sideways. So this way they can hang it on a hook. And so they're asking me, if people buy a pair of earrings, am I supposed to give you the hanger back? Or, and I just told them, you know, if they like the hanger and want them on there, just go ahead and give it to them, because I can always make more. So I'm excited for them. And I hope they do good. And then it gets rid of all of my old stock of earrings, right? Because I had, oh my gosh, I must have had 300 earrings. And so, you know, when I say I sold a lot, but I still had 300 earrings to start with. And I definitely didn't sell 300 earrings this year. I think the first year that I actually had them. Hey guys, I gotta hit pause. I'll be back. Alrighty, sorry guys. That was actually my doctor's office. My MRI shows severe spinal stenosis. And he can refer me to a surgeon if I want, but I'm like, I don't think I'm ready to do surgery. I've heard from a lot of people that they were worse after the surgery than they were before. So that's something I'm going to have to think very hard about. And oh my God, that's my doctor again. So sorry, I'll be back. Okay, sorry, that was a doctor calling back, so I had to answer it. So he says about 4 weeks, the pinched nerve or whatever is causing the numbness down my shin bone should go away. So anyways, we cut these in 6 sizes. Again, this is why I'm not here, is because everything that's going on, I guess. I've just got so much going on, as always, though, isn't it? It seems like there's always something going on. You think as your kids get older and stuff like that, that you get a little bit more peace. Oh, no, that hasn't happened yet. But we muddle through. All right, so this is small. As you can see, this little yellow right there is a little smaller. And you know what? I really like this. I really, really do. So for somebody that had no idea what she was going to do, I really like the way this turned out. Okay. So we're going to find the little parts right here. Okay, and line those up nice and pretty. I don't know, it might not go in really easy like this. It usually doesn't. So we're going to have to see how this works. See, and this is just a little bit off. But this is the end piece, and after I reduce it, it's going to be cut off anyways. So I'm just going to line it the best that I can. Maybe I'll do that side. That might work a little better. We'll see. So this is what happens when you're working with one size bigger than the other. And if you see how much bigger that is? So I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. Well, I've got answers. You know, it's not some tumor on my back or anything like that. So obviously I'm happy about that. Because, you know, in the back of your head, you always wonder sometimes if it could be something more. But there's confirmation that it's just getting old. All right? Not a whole lot we can do about that. Okay, so as you can see, it's not quite lining up like I want it to. I could, see, this is the one I'm having problems with. It's not the other one. All right, so this is pretty much lined up. Okay, and then there's those two, like that. See, it's really hard for me to put that last piece in. That's why I usually do it one by one. So I may have to do that. Yeah, I will. So, thank you, Google, for my color choices. I kind of knew that it would be contrasting colors. But I don't know, when you see them like this and this, you're looking at that going, God, that don't match, right? But then when you put it together, it's like all the colors just kind of mesh where they're supposed to. And it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so this is a small one. So this is going to end up being the back end, I think. Because that's the one where I had a problem with. Okay. And yes, you need to be really careful when you line these up. I can't believe I'm doing this. So that the ends are both at the ends, right? Or they won't connect. So sometimes it takes me a little longer to finish this part than any of the other parts. Okay. See how I'm squishing that? So I'm squishing it towards the side of that. I don't want to do that. I want this straight up so that it connects with the end right there. Alrighty. I've been waiting for that phone call, so at least that's done. So now, I'm going to have to figure out, I guess if physical therapy will help. Although, like I said, I feel much better for the most part. Alright, so we're going to kind of make this square. Oh, not square, but you know what I mean. Okay. Not really happy with the center there. Okay, so as you can see, this one's short on this end. This is where it becomes a pain in the butt. Because you look at one side, it's different. You look at the other side, it's different. So I've got to redo this now. All right. Oh my goodness, guys. This one's bending. I don't like the way it's bending. See how it's bending? Weird. So we're going to take this thing right here. Okay. So this is off a little bit. So this I want on the bottom half. I really twisted this up, didn't I? Okay. I'm just going to make sure all sides are the way they should be. Okay. So there we go. So this one's fine. I just got to make sure that it's laying right. Okay, so let's try that again, shall we? Okay, see how this one's smaller than the other one? That one's just a little bigger, but still not the size I want. And no, it really shouldn't be this hard, but sometimes I make it harder than it should be. All right, so we're just gonna look like that matches pretty good. That's small. See, now this matches this really good. All right, so let's do this. We know that this matches really good. So we're going to put those two together. And try not to get that on the side. You want those flush. Well, they don't match up perfectly, but what do I always say? It is what it is. All right, that one works. Okay. There we go. It matches. And now you got to make sure this matches. Let's see which one I like better. Oh, that one is so much better. Okay, so so that side's all right. Okay. Alrighty, so guess what? I'm going to leave you again. I'm going to make sure before these get really stuck together, as you can see right there. I want that even. Looking at this side, as you can see, I'm off a little bit there. Because once you get them all stuck together, you can't go back in here and change it. So that's the best it's going to be. So I'm going to go reduce this now. And we will come up and make that final cut. So I'll see you in a bit. So we didn't cut this too small. Because if we just start selling our canes as is, I don't want to go too small. So I just want to make sure the sides are about the same size as all of it. Looks good. Okay. Just going to cut it about right here. And ta-da! There is our cane. What do you think? Now, for something like this, obviously, I wouldn't sell a 2-inch piece, because I don't think anybody would be able to afford that. Usually it's about $8 for, God, what do I make, half an inch? So, you know, that's about 1 1/4 inch. So it would probably be $20 for a big chunk of this, and that would only be like an inch. I don't know. I'll research everybody, see what everybody's got theirs going for, and try and be comparable to everybody. But if you like it, let me know. Okay, so that's that side. Wow, the colors work. The blue actually looks really good in there. Not sure I like the orange in the middle. I don't know if I could have changed it. Probably 1, 2, 3, put the blue in the middle, probably would have looked pretty cool too, right? So I never seem to switch things up like that. But if I would have, it would have been, you know, you can't really. I mean, if they were perfect triangles, then I should have no problem turning it to other orientations, right? See, so they're not quite at the angle they should have been. But that's how that would have looked. With the blue down there, but it would have been facing, I don't know, this way. Who knows? But anyways, that's my final cane, guys. Be patient with me. I'm trying really hard to get back into the groove and into making things, but I have a feeling this is what I'm going to end up doing. And I don't know if you want to see me making kaleidoscopes every week and stuff like that, but I make a lot of jewelry with the canes that I make. I do sell some of them, but it seems like people like just the bare bone earrings over the nice and fancy ones like this, you know? And I'm looking at these right now, and I couldn't honestly not tell you what to do with it, while other people can look at that and go, oh, I've got this idea in my head. I cannot vision anything past what I just made. So that's a big problem of my creative journey, is it's creative to a point, but I can't seem to get it the rest of the way there. So that's why I'm thinking of just making canes. But hopefully this will spark something in me, and I'm just going to keep playing and playing and playing, and then if I come up with something new, that's when we'll probably do a video. So anyways, that's it. I just want to make my presence, let you guys know I'm back. I don't have any shows except for an online show for glass beads. Here, actually show you some of the beads that are going to be up there. If anybody's interested, let me know. It's a new site. Never been to this one. It's on Facebook, called Linda and Friends. So I've never heard of it. I was invited to it by the last place that I did my show. So we have some drum beads here. But I also made some Christmas beads. So these are just some Christmas holly round beads. Yeah, I have to clean these. I have not cleaned them, obviously. These are, believe it or not, either in a sage green or avocado. But they look more gray, so they give it a little bit more rustic look to them. And then I made your standard, this is all silver glass doing its thing, which gives me all kinds of different colors. But I did it again in just white and green. You know, just little holly beads. So hopefully I can still do both and start getting more creative. Now that everything's done, everything's cleaned and put away, I got my results from my back. So really there isn't anything to wait for now. So now it's time to create. So I promise we'll be back, and hopefully we'll have something in my head that you guys will really enjoy. Have a wonderful week, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.